Hey, good morning. It's Dr. Brian. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. It's a little cold out. I think it's 31 degrees right now. And we're here at Potter's Bridge Park. We're back up against the White River. And it is just absolutely gorgeous. But Michelle and I just got out of church and we were talking about the message at church this morning and had some thoughts that I wanted to share with you. And it was kind of interesting. We got talking about it and there were some correlations to what we do through our office. I thought it was kind of fun. So the topic this morning was this idea of liberty and wisdom and responsibility, and our responsibility as believers to defend that liberty and defend that freedom. Because liberty doesn't come from the Constitution and liberty doesn't come from our government, but liberty comes from God. It comes from our faith in Christ. And that is a higher law than anything that man can create. And because of that, and because of our faith in Christ, we have an obligation to defend that, especially when it comes into conflict with the laws of man. And so that was part of the conversation. There's a lot more to it than that, and I'm really oversimplifying the way the message went. But that was kind of it in a nutshell. But it kind of dawned on us as we were talking about this and some of the events going on, and this will kind of put it in timeline perspective for you. Right now, there's a huge protest going on in Canada where estimates are anywhere from 75,000 to 130,000 semi-trucks have now descended on Ottawa, basically telling their prime minister, enough with the mandates. Let us make our own choices. Free us up to do our thing and live our lives and get out of our business. And it's just interesting that a lot of the people that we're seeing posting about this and reading what their commentary is about this, I have no idea what their faith status is. I don't know if they're believers in Jesus or not. Many of them may not be. In fact, some of them who we're friends with, we've never seen anything in any of their posts or anything that would indicate that they are believers in Jesus. But yet they're defending this idea of liberty. And it dawned on me that liberty and our sense of liberty is encoded into our very DNA. It was created into us by God. It is innate with us. And Michelle pointed out, that's true of what we deal with our health too. We are innately programmed to be healthy. We are innately programmed to not have to deal with and not have to be overcome by and succumb to the negative effects of stress and ultimately subluxation in our bodies. And so one of the things that we were talking about is, what is that correlation then, this idea of fighting for liberty and fighting for freedom for health in you as an individual and in me as an individual? And I don't have all the answers. I don't. I'm smart enough to know that I don't. But what I do know is this, that a body that is subluxated and a body that is overwhelmed by the stress of their lives is not going to be as healthy as God created it to be and as God created them to be. And when we're not as healthy as we could be, we're not as present as we could be. We're not contributing into society the way we should be. We're not as well equipped and not contributing as well as we could be in the relationships with our families and with our friends and everybody else we interact with. We are less than what we could be. So take that for what it's worth. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep fighting for liberty in the little p political sense, but I'm also going to keep fighting especially for liberty and freedom from the negative effects of stress in our bodies and the detrimental effect that has on our health and our ability to be the person that God created us to be. Have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to y'all real soon.